The Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dhillon absolutely silences Senator Peter Welch after he starts fabricating lies regarding the election results.
Election for president.
Senator, I previously testified on this matter. President Biden was declared the winner of that election, and I honor that and respect that.
So, but you can't say he won.
I mean, he was the president for 4 years. He clearly was the president.
Most of us know that. I'm asking if he won,
I've answered your question, Senator.
but you haven't. I want to ask you a question about Texas redistricting. As you know, President Trump has recently encouraged, I'll use that, Texas Republicans to do mid-cycle redistricting in order to gain more seats in the House of Representatives. I understand that after the president made that decision or that announcement, you personally sent a letter on July 7 to Texas in your capacity as Assistant Attorney General, arguing that 4 Democratic districts violate federal law. Is that the case?
It is the case that I sent a letter under my authority to administer the Voting Rights Act and indicate that in light of our analysis of 4 so-called coalition districts in Texas, that those districts were inconsistent with the Voting Rights Act.
And the date of July 7 was just coincidental, that it occurred after the president had called on the Texas legislature to do mid-decade redistricting?
I don't remember what date, Senator. I probably sent 300 letters since I've been in this office. And so what I can say is that I send no letter or make no request without proper investigation.
Have you sent any other state legislature a letter where you have indicated that districts within their state are in violation of federal law?
Not yet.
More redistricting to come?
I don't know. I have to investigate the facts.
Before you sent the letter on July 7, did you have any conversation with any representatives of the White House?
Senator, as you're aware, there are privileges that are involved in all executive branch communications, and I'm not able to testify without breaching the Department of Justice's guidelines in that regard, so I'm unable to answer any questions about conversations I may have had with other executive branch officials.
I'm not asking you what the content of the conversation was. I'm asking whether there was any conversation with anyone from the White House before you sent that July 7 letter.
Senator, I have the same answer. I think you're aware of the broad scope of privileges that apply to lawyers' conduct.
Well, here's what I'm aware of. The president made a directive, which is highly unusual, telling a legislature, the Texas legislature, mid-decade to do redistricting, when we do that every 10 years. And it just so happened that the Assistant Attorney General sent a letter to that legislature after the president made his announcement and said that your investigations suggest 4 districts are in violation of federal law.
Is there a question, Senator?
There's a point here that it's hard to believe that that wasn't coordinated.
Well, let me draw your attention to a different fact that refutes your argument, namely the governor of the state that I called home for 25 years also called for redistricting in the state of California, and I haven't sent a letter to California. So correlation is not causation, Senator.
Which 4 districts did you say are in violation?
I did not come here to testify about that, but if you wish to have a follow-up with me about it, I'm happy to pull up my research. I'm not.
Would I be surprised that those were Democratic districts?
I don't know how to answer that, Senator. I'm not here to testify about that. I'm sure it's convenient to try to distract from the purpose of this hearing, which is to talk about DEI, but that is not what I'm prepared to testify about here today, Senator.
You have put a freeze on activities that the Justice Department in your division had done before, and you have walked out of settlements. I'm going to talk about Lowndes County in Alabama.
Senator, I think you're misinformed. There was a temporary freeze prior to my taking office. There's no freeze on activities. I filed numerous lawsuits, opened dozens and dozens of investigations, entered into numerous settlements, opened hate crime investigations involving numerous religious backgrounds. So I don't know what you're talking about, Senator.
Well, I don't have that much time, so we'll have to take this up in the second round of questioning. So I yield back. My time is up.
Whenever I see Harmeet Dhillon talk, whether it be an interview, whether it be a hearing, it just seems like she's a no-nonsense type of person. She goes right to the facts of the matter, and that's exactly what you want. And this is the exact type of person that you want as a judge. They don't implement their own feelings and biases. They stick to the facts. That's the judge's sole role, yet so few judges nowadays do that. I mean, how many federal injunctions do we have stopping Donald Trump from pursuing his agenda just because they dislike the man or just because they have a political hatred? It's funny how they can accuse others of what they do so repeatedly. I don't know how people can sit there today after all the documents that Tulsi Gabbard released regarding Barack Obama trying to stop Donald Trump's administration before they even started by creating a fake Russia narrative. They interfered in our election. It's all lies, it's all bogus. And if you ask me, Donald Trump won the 2016 election, Donald Trump won the 2020 election, and Donald Trump sure as heck won the 2024 election. And I still believe that there was a degree of cheating in every single election, except it was not to benefit Donald Trump. It was to actually benefit the Democrats. Maybe I'm a crazy person. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist for believing that. But I just happen to believe that a lot of illegal immigrants were voting in these previous elections. But I'll tell you so much. Not only do I think that this woman should be approved, I think that if Pam Bondi had to be released or had to be let go of Attorney General, I think she is a valid successor and she would do a fine job, because this is what you need. You need somebody who's not going to just be a blind Trump loyalist. You need someone who will stand by the Constitution and do whatever it takes to restore this constitutional republic. This slimy senator was trying to do whatever it took to get under her skin and aggravate her, but she was just sticking to the facts of the matter, and she would not be swayed into any personal attacks. When I look at Peter Welch, all that comes to mind are term limits. Why do we have somebody like this representing us when they don't represent the will of the people? I mean, Peter Welch claims to be an independent, but from everything I'm seeing here, this man is as partisan and biased as they come. The thing is, Harmeet did answer his question, but the thing that he didn't like was it was not the answer that he wanted to hear. If we had more congressmen and politicians like Harmeet Dhillon and less of Peter Welch's, this country would be far better off. But let me know your thoughts on this down below. How do you think Donald Trump is going to get all his judicial appointments through? Do you think that during the August recess he's going to be able to push them all through? Or do you think that some Republicans are going to try and stop that from happening? Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear that. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash on like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.